Pitch Black has officially begun and personnel from around the globe have descended on our northernmost territory, here in Australia. So what aircraft will be flying during the exercise, and what capability will our international and Australian personnel bring to Pitch Black? Leading aircraft woman Amy Richardson will give us a quick overview.
If you're in the Northern Territory at the moment, keep your eyes skyward. Aircraft from around the world have arrived in Darwin and Katherine for Pitch Black. You may spot fighters including F-15s, F-16s and F-18s, and you will definitely see our own Super Hornets, our Hercules, and the debut of the C-17 Globemaster in Pitch Black missions. Our Orion and Wedgetail aircraft, as well as our Heron unmanned aerial vehicle, are keeping an eye on the sky and giving situational awareness of the entire battle space. They'll work in conjunction with ground-based surveillance units. Keeping these aircraft in the sky requires fuel, so Pitch Black will see the return of a range of air-to-air refuelers. But the action at Pitch Black isn't all in the sky. Air-land integration will see our Defence Force personnel working on the ground alongside allies from Germany and the United States. You can't put aircraft in the sky without people. In fact, our ground-based support personnel are essential, ranging from maintainers, logistics and security personnel, plus those support staff who keep our bases online. Exercise Pitch Black involves more than 2,800 personnel from Australia, Canada, Germany, Indonesia, the Netherlands, New Caledonia, New Zealand, Singapore, Thailand and the United States.
One of the key reasons we are all here is to develop mutually beneficial tactics and procedures while also building closer relationships with our international allies. The exercise began with a mass briefing led by Exercise Task Group Commander Air Commodore Avasi. During the briefing, the Air Commodore commented that Pitch Black establishes bonds of friendship and trust that are fundamental to a cohesive and effective coalition.
The exercise, though, is about learning. It's about learning from each other, but it's also about relationships and getting to know people. I really welcome all our international guests. It's a unique opportunity for us to learn from each other, but it's also a great opportunity for you to get to know a bit about Australia and also the Northern Territory as well. So welcome.
And briefing within smaller combined nations teams started straight away. The US Army's 5th Battlefield Coordination Detachment, all the way from Hawaii, are working with their Australian Army counterparts to develop a joint approach to enable ground forces to communicate in real time with aircraft. Exercises like Pitch Black bring together international forces that are working to achieve common mission objectives, focusing on stability in the region and Australia's security as a whole.
Exercise Pitch Black is Australia's premier, largest and most complex air exercise. It is an outstanding opportunity to develop relationships with our partners in the region and more broadly across the globe.
An exercise like Pitch Black is important for a variety of reasons. Number one, as the United States pivots towards the Pacific, as we interact more and more with our partners, interact more and more with our allies, and specifically with the countries that are here at Pitch Black with us, it's a great opportunity for us to build those alliances. It's a great opportunity for us to learn from each other and also to set up relationships that we could potentially use in the future.
The Pitch Black exercise is one of the exercises that support the stability of this region because many countries in this region participate in this exercise, and when you know everybody, you know like a friend, you know each other, it supports the stability. So if we have problems, we can call direct to our friends.
This time it's the first year that the German Air Force has taken part in the exercise, and we're very pleased to have them here, and it's again symbolic of how broad our relationships are across the globe.
International relationships are very important for us as well, and there's a great opportunity to have the chance to be a member of this exercise here, Pitch Black 16.
Deploying to an exercise like Pitch Black is a lot of work. Taking 175 personnel, taking 14 aircraft all the way across to another continent, to another hemisphere, is something that we need to train to and something that we need to be good at. And Pitch Black allows us to train to that, and we've gotten a lot out of that so far.
What I've seen over many years is that you keep bumping into the same people over and over, all around the world on operations and exercises, and it's a really powerful mechanism. We can't do things without our partners. We invariably work as a team, and I've seen folks from many years ago, and as we go up through the ranks, you continue to work with the same people year on year in all sorts of scenarios, and it's a very powerful mechanism for us. It's all about teamwork.
That's the most important thing all over the place. So if you are not able to work in the team, so you will never be able to do this job.
In New Caledonia, we are based in the Pacific Ocean, very far away from France. And one of our missions in New Caledonia is to cooperate with all the Pacific countries. The big ones are Australia, New Zealand, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, and so we have a lot of connection with Australia, and this exercise is the opportunity to enforce these links.
It allows us to build on existing relationships and to build relationships across the team so that when we need to deploy on operations for whatever part of operations Air Force can conduct, be it humanitarian assistance, disaster relief or a security crisis, then we have established procedures and established relationships with the nations across the world that we invariably work with in those scenarios.
I've been in the active duty Air Force for 18 years. The first thing that you gain is you learn from the other nations, and that's been incredibly important. Although we are allies and although we train together often, there are things that we do differently. There's things that the United States Air Force can learn from the Australian Air Force and vice versa, and also the other partner nations involved in Pitch Black. So that's very important for us, and that's what we end up learning. And then finally what we learn is how to integrate and how to cooperate with so many diverse countries and so many diverse capabilities, and being able to take all of those capabilities, and putting them into a single mission is something that you have to train to. You can't just read a book and learn that, and Pitch Black allows us to execute that.
In the next episode, we will investigate air power and take a closer look at the battle space picture. We will explain how all of our aircraft and ground-based capabilities have a part to play in achieving the mission, be it here in Australia or overseas on operations. That's in the next episode of Pitch Black News.